red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due.
Lies and corruption, they thought they'd control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Down in Galveston, it started that night. Osteen and Doretti turned wrong into right. Said I was drunk, claimed the smell in the air, but no alcohol touched me, their proof wasn't there. They locked me up 11 months in a cell. Fabricated charges, a personal hell. They twisted the law, made me a pawn, but their conspiracies unravel and it won't last long. A growing plot, their power abused, but I'm breaking the chains, their lies are diffused. The truth's on my side and it's ready to speak, exposing their game, bringing justice to the weak. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Extradited from Galveston back to Lafayette. 2 weeks before trial, the lies were set. Then Ben Creekmore played his false hand, fictitious evidence in his corrupt plan. Judge Tolleson fell for the charade they showed. 2 years in prison, down a dark road. Osteen hit the stand, swore oath after oath, but his lies cracked under the weight of my growth. July 18th, they thought they'd won, but justice don't sleep, the truth has begun. Their house of cards is shaking, ready to fall. I'm standing tall, calling out them all. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control. Sentence vacated, exposing their soul. They built it on deceit, but the cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Candy Beavers, Hobie James played the dirty part, conspired with Galveston to tear me apart. Jeff Busby sent false statements to the district attorney, and when the heat came down, it was so concerning. A snake in the grass hiding behind his crew, but the truth reveals everything they do. Their lies run deep, but justice runs deeper. Each betrayal exposed, the climb's getting steeper. They thought they'd silence me, bury my voice, but now it's my time and I've made my choice to shine a light, make sure these criminals pay. Justice is coming and it's here to stay. I lost it all, but I've still got the fight. Damn right, the truth's a weapon cutting through the night. The sentence declared unlawful, the order vacated. I'm vindicated, liberated, and of course I'm elated. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control. Sentence vacated, exposing their soul. They built it on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown.
Yeah, pouring in. Damn right, the truth's a weapon, cutting through the night. The sentence declared unlawful, the order vacated. I'm vindicated.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, world? Hey, I got some updates for you I wanted to share with you. Nothing better than Streamcast to do it, or StreamYard to do it. I've got, I want to, for those that are on here, so I'm streaming to all platforms right now. I'm live on We the People News, Patriot News Activism, LinkedIn, Facebook profile, and Facebook, 2 Facebook pages. For those that are on here, okay, I'll talk about this here in a little bit, but because Visible wanted to play the bonehead move that they pulled yesterday, the cell phone company Visible. I've got a link posted in the description of We the People News on YouTube. You won't find it in any other description. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. If you go to We the People News on YouTube and look at the description and click on the link, what you will find is it's basically a bypass. It's a way to trick. If you have Visible, I'm not going to get on here and I'm not going to recommend that people get Visible. But if you happen to have Visible, and it probably works for any other carrier as well, there's a special trick that you can actually trick the system. And most know that do a lot of data, that you're on an unlimited plan, that after a certain point that they tend to throttle your hotspot. If you're hotspotted out to a laptop or anything, they throttle it to like 10 megs a second, or they'll give you so much hotspot data. But there's a workaround. Okay, you can actually trick the system to think that the laptop that you're hotspotted out to is actually your cell phone. And that link in the description on the We the People News channel will actually help you to bypass that speed limit. So anybody that's on Visible, feel free to eat their towers up with data. I just wanted to pass that good advice along right there. And now we're going to get into the updates that I wanted to tell you all about. Let's see. So first of all, I will be opening up the store today for We the People News on YouTube. This is just one of the shirt designs. I like it. Truth is our weapon. Transparency is our duty. That will, I believe, I'm probably gonna set that for $20. All right. Here's the news. Here is the real news that happened today. Right here, I've got a email. I'm gonna walk you through this right here. For those on here that cannot see that because it's small writing, I'll read it. And then I'll also post, probably to the website, WTPnews.org, all of these documents for your ease of viewing. Today, I made a big strategic decision, and I dismissed my lawsuit out in Salt Lake City, Utah, for the illegal interstate surveillance that was conducted on me. Hold on one second. Let me let's see. I need to do pause for 1 second. I need to send something to for my kids. So I dismissed the federal lawsuit out there. I'm gonna tell you exactly why, and actually the reason why is actually in this email. Let me go over here and I'm gonna lock this back. Okay. Wallet. All right. Well, I am. Okay. I'm just gonna have to do that later. After I get off of here. Let me, Maddie, if you're watching, I'll get that done as soon as I get off of this, or at least whenever I put it on a video. This is what the letter said that I sent to the judge. I sent to 2 federal judges and the city clerk and the court clerk. Okay. Judge Barlow, Judge Bennett, and Clerk of Court. Attached for filing is my motion for voluntary dismissal without prejudice in the above captioned matter. This motion is necessitated not by lack of merit, but by the court's prolonged and unjustified inaction on filings submitted months ago, including time-sensitive emergency pleadings. That inaction has resulted in ongoing harm, shielded defendants from accountability, and constitutes a denial of my constitutional right to due process and equal protection. No defendant has been served precisely because the court procedural inertia. As detailed in the motion, I reserve the right to refile in a forum that honors its constitutional obligations. Please confirm receipt and ensure this motion is immediately entered into record. I believe everyone should be afforded the right of response. So if the court would like to issue any type of response to these allegations, I will happily include it with the story set to publish to We the People News tomorrow morning. Respectfully, Matthew Oliver Reardon. All right. So this right here is and there ought to be a way of me making this bigger. I knew there had to be. Let's see. Save. All right. Got a better layout. Hey, I'm live. I can't. You're gonna have to get a Venmo or log into Venmo. I don't have my Apple Pay set up on my account. Cash App works. What's the Cash App tag? I'm live on the internet. I don't have it on speakerphone, but I need to get back to this. That's why I was trying to, like, you need to have this stuff together and send it to me.
Maddie player 91.
Huh?
Maddie player 91.
All right. Bye. Okay. There we go. Let me do this real quickly. Um, okay. So this is what I filed with the court. By the way, if it's doing weird stuff with my eyes, I've got this app through my graphics card that actually keeps its eye contact. It actually basically uses AI correction to make it look like my eyes are always looking at the camera. Now, with that comes a couple of downfalls. It can sometimes look like as it's trying to adjust, I could be looking over to the side and it's trying to pull my eyeballs towards the camera, trying to adjust it. And it's I've seen it do kind of some weird shit on that. Let's see. This is motion. Nope. I don't know where I'll put this motion for oral argument. Okay. Let me just pull it up right here on the computer so I can read it. All right. Right here. Notice of voluntary dismissal. That's what it's called. All right. There it is. Okay. So, like I said, this is the lawsuit where they ran illegal surveillance on me over state lines within basically hours. It's been a day or two of me moving to Layton, Utah to start my life over after I got out of prison, after the illegal prison sentence got vacated. I had to do what I had to do. I filed a lawsuit whenever I found out who all the parties were. This was, once again, they were trying to do a repeat of Galveston. And the only way to stop that is to get the court involved. All right. So the um, plaintiff's notice of voluntary dismissal without prejudice and constitutional objection to prolonged judicial indifference. Plaintiff Matthew Oliver Reardon, appearing pro se, hereby voluntarily dismisses this action without prejudice pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 41A1A1, and states as follows. Number one, the filing and assignment. This action was filed on March 31st, 2025, and assigned to Magistrate Judge Jared C. Bennett. The court temporarily granted informa pauperis status, told service, and sua sponte stayed further filing pending screening. See order entered March 31st. Number two, total inaction despite emergency filings. On April 9th, 2025, plaintiff filed a motion to lift stay due to continuing harm with a proffered sworn declaration. On April 15, 2025, plaintiff filed an emergency renewed motion to lift the stay, citing escalating retaliation and Department of Justice complicity. Despite the urgency and documentary support, the docket reflects no substantive action in response, leaving the case idle since March 31st, 2025. Number three, constitutional objection. A prolonged indefinite screening stay that freezes a civil rights case while ignoring properly submitted emergency filings becomes a de facto denial of access to the courts. In practice, it discriminates against indigent litigants and chills First Amendment activity, violating due process and equal protection. Number four, naming responsible actors. Plaintiff objects to the failure of action by the assigned judicial officer and the clerk's office in leaving this matter stagnant after the March 31st, 2025 order. Despite plaintiff's April 9th and April 15th emergency submissions demonstrating continuing harm. Number five, reservation of rights, judicial complaints. This dismissal is without prejudice. Plaintiff reserves all rights to refile in any court of competent jurisdiction, to amend and add parties, and to pursue judicial misconduct complaints under 28 U.S. Code 351 regarding the handling of this case and the disregard of emergency filings. Six, no defendant has filed an answer or responsive pleading because no defendant was ever served, solely due to this court and the assigned judge's failure to authorize service after staying the case for screening. The court's refusal to permit service prevented the case from moving forward despite plaintiff's timely filings and entitlement to proceed. Wherefore, plaintiff gives notice that this action is voluntarily dismissed without prejudice. This notice also lodges a constitutional objection to the court's prolonged inaction and records plaintiff's intent to refile in a more appropriate and responsive district. Respectfully submitted, 14th day of August, today. So, for those that are new to here, don't really know what I'm talking about. Hey, by the way, if you can, do me a favor. On your phone, double tap that screen, okay? I see, and this may not be accurate, but I see the stream number, and I see a laughable amount of likes on here. I need those likes to come up. Please help me out. All right. So here is And I'm not going to read all this. It's a lot of stuff. Okay. Um, this all public documents right here that I have right here on the screen in front of me. Okay. It's a 41-page document. It's got all the filings. I think it was like 25 pages on this complaint right here that details out all the details of this illegal interstate surveillance that was run. How my address was doxed out to 139 police officers with false information by the city of Lake. Okay. Found all out in public record request. This is not speculation. This is actual true fact. So I'm curious as to why Don Matthews is calling me right now. That was weird. Very weird. I've got a reason for doing this. I'm not going to announce that reason. I haven't lost my mind by dismissing my lawsuit and letting them off the hook. Things just took a twist and got more interesting. So, yeah, in that document right there, you'll see all the emergency filings of sworn declarations that actually show that the FBI threatened me with arrest when I tried to report a crime. When I brought the sworn declaration up to their office after filing it on March 31st. All right. Next in the news, okay, we have that right there. So that issue just got nipped in the bud. I'm not going to let those judges, which I believe by their actions, in particular the magistrate judge, that federal judge needs to be plucked off the bench. Okay. I believe that I mean, he's either part of the problem or he's incompetent. But no matter what the case is, we don't have room for that in the federal court system. Things are too screwed up right now. And we need people there that can actually do something about it. And letting somebody's civil rights get violated like that and allowing the case to just stay on a stay, that's discrimination. If the court, you cannot block somebody's access to courts for redress like this. And obviously, if they have been financially devastated because of state officials, state employees making false arrests, selling the person's car, okay, they're not going to just have money fall out of the sky. Okay. It's the court's obligation to waive their financial responsibility. For anybody on here, if you have, if you believe that you are indigent because of anything that happened and you need help navigating the court system to make sure that something gets filed and you don't have to pay the cost, the $400 and something filing fee, the service fees and all that, holler at me. News at WTPnews.org. Send me an email. I will, and if I need to do a training session on this online, I will. Depending on the response. Okay. It's very simple. If your financial situation justifies it, you can waive the fee. You can actually get the U.S. Marshal's Office to serve each defendant with a complaint and a summons at zero cost. And I'll be happy to go over that information with you. Right here, what we have is another federal order. Okay. And with this one, let's see. Pull it up right here. Federal. Okay, so what this is, and it is a public document. You know, this is right off of Pacer. Okay, so it's a posted publicly document. I'm just publicizing it even more. This has got a website address right here, the blue link. All right, and I'm not sure Yeah, if you make it full screen, you can see the link. You can see the meeting code. You can see the passcode. That is for a Zoom meeting on October the 8th, 2025. Those that have followed along with the Galveston ordeal, I lost nearly a year and a half of my life to a corruption scandal. It was a favor called in over state lines to silence my voice by two rogue Lafayette County, Mississippi sheriff's deputies and a sucker from Galveston Police Department that was dumb enough to take the bait, William Osteen. Obviously, when my prison sentence got vacated and when Galveston dismissed their sham criminal charge, it opened up the floodgates to the lawsuit that's filed in Galveston, Texas. I've got a federal lawsuit filed out there that names every party involved and probably a couple extras that will be dismissed because they're John Does. All right. The judge reviewed all of my stuff, reviewed the complaint, approved me for proceeding at no cost, and has set a conference, a hearing on the matter. Every defendant has to be present for it, as well as me. This is going to be on October the 8th, 2025 at 9 o'clock a.m. by video. That link right there, if you want to observe. If they wanted it private, they wouldn't have put it on a document and posted it onto Pacer to where anybody in the public can see it. So I'm just doing my job as a journalist and saying, here's the public document. Now, let's go back to the corrupt side again. Now this is going to be here in Mississippi. I've got an appeal in the Supreme Court, in the Mississippi Court of Appeals right now. This was a complete and total witch hunt. You can look at the YouTube channel. In fact, you can actually go to WTPnews.org and see a lot of this. Actually, no, take that back. Go to LafayetteMS.net, my Lafayette County audit website. And on the menu, you can click on November 9. The November 9 page on that website details out the 9 misdemeanor charges that I went to trial for back in November of 2021. It was a kangaroo court hearing. It was a kangaroo court trial. It was a kangaroo judge that denied me a trial by jury. I mean, 9 charges. Come on now. I mean, I'm what's written into law in Mississippi is that if you face 6 months, a potential of 6 months or more incarceration, you are entitled as a right, as a constitutional right, you're entitled to a trial by jury. I mean, several of these misdemeanors had that on the line. And I can 100% see Lafayette County, of all people, convicting me at a sham trial and saying, we got 3 sentences right here that carry up to 6 months. We're going to consecutively run these sentences 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. So my argument all along was I had a constitutional right to a trial by jury, and they cheated the system. They allowed testimony by officers that completely lied, that audio recordings showed they lied. Camera footage disappeared. They destroyed evidence. They turned it into a shit show at trial. And the corrupt judge actually still allowed all the charges by Lafayette County to stick and found me guilty. One of them was a DUI, other for the odor of marijuana. There was never any kind of toxicology report. There was never any marijuana found. The video of me taking the field sobriety, I was taken off scene to the jail to take a field sobriety test, and they destroyed that video of the field sobriety test. So there was zero evidence other than the lying officer's testimony on stand. Didn't matter to a corrupt judge that already had it, had it figured out what he was going to do. So, long story short, this matter is now in the Supreme Court, the Mississippi Appellate Courts. I have had to navigate this whole entire time without an attorney on this. This right here, this brief that you see in front of me, I did myself. This is 100% me. I demanded an attorney because I have a constitutional right to one. God help me, he knows where I would be, how bad of a situation I would have been in if I didn't know diddly squat about about law stuff. But thank God I do. I mean, I feel bad for somebody if they were in the same situation as me and they didn't know anything and they were being forced to represent themselves in a appeal at the highest level of the state. But it's a constitutional right as well. Anybody that's entitled to counsel at trial, it becomes automatic that they're entitled to counsel on appeal. They can't, and that was the case. I was appointed an attorney for trial, but the judge allowed the attorney to withdraw after trial, and I haven't had an attorney for the appeal the entire time. This appeal is so spot on the money, it's legally indefensible. And I think that's exactly why what's happened ultimately has happened. Okay. So on this appeal right here, make this bigger. So the statement of the issues. Uh-oh. I raised 3 issues because I didn't want to convolute the damn thing, with a whole bunch of issues that would take away from the primary things. I'm going to win this appeal, and the state threw in the white towel. They didn't even submit a state's brief. They said, fuck this, we're not even going to challenge it. Like, they had nothing that they could respond with. So the state didn't even submit an appellee's brief. My 3 issues were whether the trial court erred by dismissing appellant's appeal based on alleged failure to file bond or cost despite an express judicial waiver of bond and cost due to indigency. Whether the trial and appellate courts violated appellant's constitutional right to continued appellate counsel, resulting in structural due process violations under the 6th and 14th Amendments. Whether the cumulative errors amount to plain error, manifest injustice, and structural constitutional violations requiring reversal. I'm not going to read through this brief, but if you want to see it, it's online. It's on the website. It's on We the People News. Okay. It's a well laid out brief. It cites everything. It's got plenty of case law backing up my position on everything. It's I think one of the best arguments that I made in here was, well, it's all great arguments. If I get into one, I'm gonna have to get into other. Check it out. Read it. Read the brief. It should be on the homepage of We the People News, WTPnews.org. If it's not, when I get off of this live stream, I'll post it. I think it is, though, if I remember correctly. So like I said, this is where everything really takes a spin. Because instead of the state of Mississippi, the Attorney General's office, filing a brief and arguing their position, which they didn't have, instead, they chose to not file anything. So you have this notice to appellee that was sent. Please be advised that the time period for filing the brief of appellee in the above referenced case is expired. If an appellee fails to file the appellee's brief as required, such brief, if later filed, may be stricken from the record. There's no may to it. It will be stricken from the record. It's not going to be allowed. It will not be allowed. On motion of appellant or on the motion of the appropriate appellate court. An appellee who fails to file a brief will not be heard at oral argument except by permission of the court. Let's see. So when that was filed, and there was no response, I filed a motion right here to just go ahead and win it. So motion for summary reversal, or in the alternative, motion to expedite decision due to continued compounding harm. Because of this DUI, which will be overturned, there was zero evidence on. She is a lying, fat-faced, disgusting pig that her testimony never needs to be believed, because all she does is every time Candace Beavers opens her mouth, another horrendous lie and comes out, and lives get ruined. Okay. So failure to file brief, concession of error. Okay, I cited that as a reason. Basically, I'm asking the court to just go ahead and reverse and render. All right. At this point, it's been over 4 years since I went to trial on these misdemeanor charges. Do you think I can get a fundamentally fair trial 4 years later? Because they have drugged their feet for all this time. They've already destroyed evidence. You know, this goes right to the heart of fundamental due process. I cannot be expected to have a fair appeal. It's called a de novo appeal, which means that all the issues are retried in court. And this time it would be before a jury. But, I mean, could I really be expected to get a fair trial if they didn't do it before and it's been over 4 years? I don't think so. Continued compounding harm requires expedited relief. Procedural obstruction, unlawful incarceration, and state misconduct warrant heightened scrutiny and relief. And then, to allow further delay or inaction would reward bad faith and permit manifest injustice to persist. Hey, Chad. Hey, I'm live on the internet. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm doing a panel. Yeah, just check me out. Hey, just tune into YouTube. I'm live on there right now.
Matthew, I'm trying to tell you, I cannot pull up YouTube. It probably you have to try it. Probably take a half an hour if it did come up.
I got you, brother. I got you. Hey, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back here in just a little bit.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Okay. Yeah, appellant's unlawful sentence was vacated on January 21st, 2025, and he was released on January 22nd, 2025. I'm not really sure why I wasn't released the same day that my sentence was vacated. I would say that any time in there, once the sentence becomes vacated and the release order has been cut, I mean, that's a huge violation right there. What if I would have gotten shanked in that period of time between them vacating my sentence and ordering my release and the next day when I was actually released? You know, there's a lot of questions that I have about a lot of different things. Okay. So that then leads to this. A judge, Donna Barnes, the Mississippi Court of Appeals, ordered this matter comes before the undersigned Matthew O'Riordan's pro se motion for summary reversal, or in the alternative, motion to expedite decision due to compounding harm. Riordan requests this court summarily reverse and vacate the decision of the Lafayette County Circuit Court due to the appellee's failure to file a brief in the misdemeanor appeal. An appellee's failure to file a brief on appeal is tantamount to the confession of the errors alleged by the appellant. However, automatic reversal is not required if this court can say with confidence that the case should be affirmed. Upon review of the merits of Riordan's appeal, this court will consider whether automatic reversal is required. At this time, however, Riordan's request for summary reversal is denied without prejudice. Now, because they haven't made a decision, I can't even get a DoorDash. I can't even drive for DoorDash solely because of this 2021 DUI that's on appeal. That's the only thing, oddly enough, that popped up on it. Alternatively, Reardon requests that this court expedite a decision in this appeal to prevent further harm and delay. A civil case may be expedited only by special order, while expedition in hearing a criminal yada yada. Okay. Reardon's appeal is a criminal matter, and the appeal has been submitted to the court for decision on the merits. The court finds no special order expediting the appeal is necessary. This court will issue a decision in this appeal in due course. The motion is not well taken. I hate those words. I hate them, hate them, hate them. So, my motion for summary reversal and the alternative motion to expedite decision is denied without prejudice in part and denied in part. So I gotta ask, I mean, if the state's thrown in the white towel on everything, why is the Mississippi appellate courts condoning this madness? I mean, the brief reads for itself. It's supported fully by evidence. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. In fact, I'm pretty sure that my first grader could figure it out. She knows enough about reading to look at that and actually figure it out. I don't have a felony warrant. I never had. So yeah, I've never had a felony. Well, I guess the 2022 thing from walking into City Hall, they had that warrant for like maybe an hour, came straight to get me. So that then led to this. So I filed I have a motion to set oral argument or evidentiary hearing. Appellant has clearly requested oral argument. This court retains discretion to set any case for oral argument pursuant to Rule 34, when such argument would assist the court in consideration of the merits. Obviously, that's needed. If the state hasn't filed a response brief, and if the court's not going to take everything in my brief for what it is and immediately dismiss this after there's already been evidence attached showing the DoorDash denials for that DUI that should have already been overturned and reversed. I mean, this is additional compounding harm that the state of Mississippi is accruing. Appellant was supposed to have legal counsel at all critical stages. The lower court twice dismissed appellant's court-appointed counsel during critical procedural stages, including the filing and perfection of appeal, in direct violation of Code 99-15-15 and the 6th and 14th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. The denial of assistance of counsel at the time of filing, notably the phase the court deemed jurisdictionally defective, is precisely why appellant was unable to perfect his appeal in the format now demanded retroactively. The state has failed to file any brief pursuant to Rule 31 and Weber v. State. Failure of the appellee to file a responsive brief is tantamount to a confession of the errors alleged. While this court has denied summary reversal without prejudice, it has not yet provided an avenue for appellant to argue these unchallenged errors in open court. The June 28, 2024 dismissal order is based on legal error. The circuit court's dismissal of appellant's appeal was predicated on a failure to post bond or file an affidavit of poverty within 30 days. Yet the record clearly shows that on December 3, 2021, the Justice Court issued an order waiving all bond requirements due to appellant's indigency. Clerk Papers 38. This waiver was not only on file, it was acknowledged on the record in open court by Judge Luther himself on April 12, 2022. See the transcript. The circuit court's later ruling disregarded its own previous findings and, without legal basis, ruled the court was without jurisdiction, a legal and factual error requiring oral clarification. 5. Compounding harm and procedural obstruction demand open court scrutiny. Appellant's appeal has lingered for nearly 4 years, during which time he has been subjected to unlawful incarceration, denial of appellate counsel, procedural gatekeeping by court clerks, and loss of employment opportunities due to the record of conviction under review. These ongoing injuries underscore the need for a full and fair public hearing, particularly given the state's refusal to respond and the court's discretionary power to suspend procedural rules for good cause shown under Rule 2C. 6. Appellant's right to be heard is constitutionally protected. The right to be heard is a bedrock principle of due process under both the Mississippi Constitution and the United States Constitution. Given the unrebutted factual record, the failure of the state to file any brief, and the serious allegations of judicial bias and systemic neglect, appellant's demand for oral argument is not only appropriate, it is constitutionally required to preserve the appearance and reality of fairness. All right. Let's see. See what else I've got. So that's the stupidity right now that I have going on with the state appellate court in Mississippi. You know, they're supposed to actually treat things more by the book. They should have a handle on what Lafayette County is doing, because it's going to the federal courts. It just depends on how high up it goes. Okay. And if the state Supreme Court or the state Court of Appeals wants to really make themselves look like a bunch of idiots on here, because it reads for itself, and everything is properly labeled. Okay. They can't get away with doing that. They're not going to get away with doing it any freaking longer. Let's see. Image. So I want to throw a reminder out there, and I may actually I think I'll actually do that while I'm on here. I have let me see. Stand by for 1 second. Find this file real quickly. Loading. And then I'm going to show you here in just a second. I'm going to show you the man. I got to say, it's the highlight. It's probably the highlight. One of the biggest highlights of going to New Jersey and New York and Connecticut was when you have auditors from around the country that converge on one spot, like Jersey City Hall. They nonsense gets, just pulled apart piece by piece. Let's see. Damn thing should have loaded by now. There it is. American Injustice, Journey Through Constitutional Exile. All right. This thing it's popping. It is popping. All right. Show you the table of contents right here. Got 27 chapters in it. This PDF, this manuscript right here is, I think, 375 pages. Y'all have heard my introduction. The introduction is posted to my website as well as my YouTube channel. But it's the prologue that you haven't heard. Okay? The first domino. It's very important to kind of build the foundation of everything that's going on. I thought the catalyst for everything that's going on right now was the May 1st arrest on the square in Oxford, Mississippi by Sheriff's Deputy Timmy Pruitt that arrested me for holding the state flag on a public sidewalk. But it actually goes back to about a week before that. And this is the background of it. May 2008. The name Camp Devil Dog might sound like something out of a war movie, but to us, it was just another Marine Corps training base, an isolated post where the days blended into one another. The air carried the smell of sweat, dust, and gunwale, and the rules were as much a part of life as breathing. On that particular night, I was assigned to a roving post. Roving meant motion. You moved through your assigned area in regular intervals, stopping at checkpoints, scanning for anything out of place. In training environments, the most dangerous thing you usually encountered was boredom. But boredom wasn't on the schedule that night. The Marine assigned to Armory Watch was a quiet guy, not someone you'd pick out in a crowd, but not invisible either. He had access to the weapons. That's what Armory Watch meant. It was a responsibility. And in our world, responsibility wasn't something you took lightly. Yet at some point in those small hours, something broke in. No one saw it coming. No warning signs that night. No whispered confessions. Just the sound, that unmistakable sound of an M16 set to 3-round burst. In training environments, gunfire was tightly controlled. Live rounds at that hour, in that place, were never part of the plan. Not only was I close enough to hear it, but I was also close enough to see it. Close enough to get there quickly, but not quickly enough. The scene was something you don't forget. The way the human body collapses when it's no longer alive. The smell of cordite in the air. The weapon still near his hand. The armory rack standing silently behind him like mute witnesses. Within hours, the officers were there. Not just the on-duty supervisors, but higher-ranking men whose boots didn't usually touch the concrete outside their offices. They took control, ordered Marines back to their quarters, and secured the scene. When the paperwork was done, it said, training accident. That label carried weight. It wasn't just semantics. A suicide could mean loss of death benefits for the family. A training accident could preserve them. At least that was the justification we were given. But in labeling it that way, they'd also rewritten reality. That was the first time I saw how truth could be edited, how the official truth could be made to serve an agenda. I stayed in the Corps after that, but I wasn't the same. That night planted something. That night planted something in me, a distrust, a refusal to take official. Sorry, it's this little bar at the bottom where I click to go on to the next slide. It's like right over the letters. Statements at face value. And over time, the weight of it combined with other experiences began to show. By 2011, I was discharged. The paperwork said alcohol rehabilitation failure, but I knew better. The drinking was just a bandage on something deeper. PTSD, though I couldn't get it recognized because the incident that triggered it didn't officially exist as a suicide. Years passed, the memory didn't. One day I decided to push back. I filed a Freedom of Information Act request, not just for closure, but for proof. I wanted the records on that night, the internal communications, the after-action reports. If the Corps had quietly changed its standard operating procedures because of what happened, I wanted that in writing. And I got it. Buried in the pages was the change. No more live ammunition for Armory Watch at Marine Corps training facilities. It was an unspoken admission that the training accident wasn't an accident at all. That FOIA request didn't go unnoticed. Emails started showing up. Some were straightforward denials of certain documents. Others felt more personal. Some carried undertones, the kind you recognize if you've dealt with people in power who want you to stop digging. They weren't random. The names tied back to people with connections. Law enforcement, political figures, individuals who on paper had no reason to care about my FOIA request. By May 2017, the pressure wasn't just coming from the shadows. It was out in the open. Oxford, Mississippi was in the middle of a quiet political shift. The state flag, the Mississippi flag, had been removed from city property. That wasn't done by accident or slow bureaucratic erosion. It was the result of a push led by then Board of Aldermen member Robin Tannehill. She authored the referendum. The board approved. The mayor signed off. And in a matter of days, something that had flown over city property for generations was gone. Now Tannehill was running for mayor, unopposed. Election day was set for June 6, 2017. That spring, I took my protest to the public square. I didn't carry the American flag. I carried the Mississippi state flag, the one they'd taken down, as a direct statement. I believed in the right to speak out, the right to dissent, the right to be visible. That's what the First Amendment's for. But in Oxford, visibility comes with a price. On May 1st, 2017, I crossed paths with Lafayette County Sheriff's Deputy Timmy Pruitt. He wasn't wearing his badge, just the blank space on his uniform where it should have been. That absence spoke volumes before he even said a word. The encounter was brief but heated. I asserted my rights. He gave me an order to leave. I asked on what grounds. He told me if I didn't leave, I'd go to jail. Moments later, he made good on that threat. The arrest was caught on camera. The video spread fast, shared by large platforms and pages that reached audiences far beyond Lafayette County. The public's reaction was swift and overwhelmingly in my favor. Pruitt's actions were criticized loudly and often. I was told he'd been placed on administrative leave, though some called it a vacation, while county officials decided how to handle the fallout. But the timing was no coincidence. While I was being arrested, my ex, Phyllis Lizzie Crowder, and her attorney were in Lafayette County Chancery Court, filing papers to block me from seeing or speaking to my only child at the time, my daughter Lydia. One hand held the cuffs. The other signed away my rights as a father. The rest of May was a steady escalation. The protests didn't stop. The legal moves against me intensified. The email threats kept coming. Surveillance became harder to ignore. The city's political machinery was engaged, and I was in its direct path. By May 26th, everything was in motion. The pressure, the hostility, the calculated steps taken against me, all of it converged. That is where the story you're about to read begins. So that's the prologue, and it goes into chapter 1. I want everybody to read the truth. I want everybody to get the truth so bad that I'm giving the book out. I'm setting a free download on ebook. Put in your email address, get sent an ebook for free. I don't want not knowing who I am or not having the money to be a reason anybody doesn't get the truth of what happened. I'll also be selling an audiobook for $15, and I'll be selling a paperback for $20. I just put out, over the last few weeks, I put out the Bad Actors album. The Bad Actors music album has 15 songs on it. I've written all 15 songs. This album is distributed for free because a lot of people learn through music. And these people that have done the things that they've done to me deserve to live in infamy for the rest of their life and be reminded by it, by music, by books, by video, by websites, everything. And I'm going to make that happen. All right. So what I'm going to do, got this video right here. If you haven't seen what happened in Jersey City, I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it with this. Okay. I'm going to put this video on because I think that's about all that I need to really discuss about today. And I would love to take some questions. I'd love to get some of you up here on the stage. In fact, I sent my mods the link to come up here on stage and have a chat, but I'm going to rescind that because I've got to get on the road. I've got to do a lot of traveling. So here's the video. This is what happens. This is the motivating thing that happens when you've got experienced auditors from around the country that converge on one place. And tyranny is showing its ugly face. It gets nipped in the bud real quick. I'll always remember what happened here in Jersey City. This was really awesome. Hold on a second. Okay. So apparently we've got an issue with that video playing. Not to worry. Not to worry. I'll bring it up again. Or I'll reload the video. Desktop. Jersey City. There it is.
I can help you, sir.
For what?
I can help you, sir.
I'd like to go in.
How can I help you?
I would like to go in.
What type of business?
This is City Hall, right?
That is correct.
So
All right.
my business here in City Hall has nothing to do with you. So I think what's happening is I've got something running that's clearly eating up a lot of extra resources. Close a couple of things real quickly. I'm doing this stuff from my car. Okay. So I'm having to work off a cell phone network and I'm working out of my car. So it looks like that's going to be the issue. It's got a lot of let me clear some of these resources out real quickly, and it should work just fine. Let's see, memory. Oh, I see what the problem is. Boom, boom, and boom. All right. Now that should work. I have way too many windows open. I guess I'll just I'm just gonna pull it up on my YouTube channel. Um, Probably gonna be a lot less resources used on that, and I'm not able to run on full high performance mode on this laptop. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's put that forward on live. What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
You have an appointment? No. You're gonna have an appointment.
You don't have to have an appointment to come into City Hall. That's outrageous. Who's your supervisor? Well, okay. Y'all have no right to block access to City Hall. That's the most outrageous thing I've ever heard. To actually ask everybody what they want before they come in. Do y'all hear this? So I'm live inside of the Jersey City Hall, Jersey City, New Jersey. And they want to screen people for what they have to come into City Hall for and tell them whether or not they can come in.
You have that one. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you don't want to drop off 1 and 2, or you already dropped?
Got good guy activism right here.
You got Garcia over
Well,
there.
they got
She's
them
gonna
all.
get the badge number.
Okay.
Garcia, the little lady over there, she's gonna get the badge number.
Well, she mentioned that I need to pick up like copies of it, like I need to have.
I have been
I'm
here.
trying to figure out.
This is crazy. I've never heard.
No, they keep 1 and 2.
Okay, all right.
So when they keep 1 and 2, then I'll talk to them. They don't make any messages.
Oh, they never told me. They just said in a week, or we've been away. They were called, they just said, come back in a week.
You know what? Just write your name down. Okay.
How does it feel to be told you can't come inside a city hall, sir? How does it make you feel to be told you can't come into your own city center, your own city building? He's around.
Control the access. See the control of access? They put in here.
Look at this. They will not let somebody into City Hall unless they explain their purpose and it's on the approved list. That's about to change.
Okay, but that's not a big deal. Cool, thank you very much.
All right, good shot.
Take care.
Have a good one.
You too.
Are you granting me access?
No, they want to screen you. They want to check and see if your reason for coming to City Hall is on their approved list, and if not, they turn you away. Oh no, they'll gladly take that any day. He needs to pay his extortion money. He needs to pay his extortion money. Somebody needs to let this man through so he can pay his extortion money. Yeah, I need to pay my extortion money also. Oh, they'll let you through quick if you got to pay taxes.
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for?
Yeah, we need to get into City Hall. We have a First Amendment right to be in here. I'm a journalist. This is abridging the freedom of the press.
What are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for? We have a first. You need to call the police or you need to call a supervisor. One or the other. That's the only way.
Don't worry about it. That's taken care of.
Either call the police or call a supervisor. Because right now, y'all are impeding access. Y'all are grotesquely violating the First Amendment. Grotesquely. You might want to get the mayor on the phone because the mayor's actually about to make an executive decision right here, not shutting this garbage down.
We're going in front now. Go on outside.
I'm just going to keep pulling more and more cameras out. There. Hey, you're recording also. You got a body cam on. So what's the big issue with the guy with the camera? We're journalists.
So why don't you check me in there? I'm not waiting for you. Why?
I'm trying to do my job and go into City Hall, and I cannot do it. So what are you talking about? This is my job.
Are you confused on your part? Because I like to be checked in. I told you I didn't think like this. I don't understand. You let in like 3 other people. One that didn't even have more weight. So I don't understand why I'm still not being checked in. Is it because I'm recording?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So why not? Did you let other people in? I was still comfortable telling you that.
Yeah. We don't have to. It's City Hall. We don't have to.
I said, I don't feel comfortable telling you that.
Out of principle, that's about to change today. I can promise you that. If y'all have been doing that, that's about to stop today. I can assure you that. What you want to bet that policy is going to change today?
That's the stop of my business.
Check on anything going on inside of your government? Do you feel like you should have to explain your every move? Tolerable. Do y'all even think that that's right? If that's a policy that you've been enforcing, do you even think that it's right? Do you go along with it because you're told to go along with it, or do you go along with it because you feel like that's what it should be? Do you feel like you should be able to be blocked from going into City Hall to redress your government or to check on anything going on inside of your government? Do you feel like you should have to explain your every move just to go into a city center? I mean, does that sound like America, or does that sound like Nazi Germany? You tell me. Because as far as I knew, we were still in the land of America. It's supposed to be a free state. I'm supposed to have my freedoms of the press.
Hey there. Hey, what's up, buddy? Hey,
Oh, no, they won't let us in because we're journalists.
No, I'm here to do a freedom of information request, Oprah request.
Oprah request?
Yeah.
You gotta do it online.
No.
You can do it in person.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, don't break the law.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'll check in. What I can do.
Oh, no, that's not cool, too.
Did I take my belt off at the airport? Sir, I'm trying to inform you.
No, we want to go in. We are here to ask questions and to.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, but we can do it in person by law. If you
Yeah.
deny it, you're violating the law. Just give me one.
Right.
Just give me one.
We can't be denied access to the public building.
Why can't you get denied to get in here? 1 second for one.
If I walk through that gate, what's going to happen?
She's a Jersey City police officer.
Hey, hello, sir. We just want to come into our public building.
Okay, what is your motive?
I don't need to tell you.
Free assembly, free press. Free assembly and free press. Free assembly and free press. I hope you've heard of that as a public official, sir. Come on now. Here's all my stuff. I'm ready to check in. All your safety protocols here. I'll take out my reader. What about the rest of the building?
What is your business?
Free assembly, free press. You understand that? I have to have an appointment for constitutional rights, sir. You really saying that? One building. That's not true. You'll be breaking the law. No. You don't care that you're breaking the law? What?
He's
Sir,
returned.
if you don't let us in here, you're violating the law. You understand that? Yeah, then who's this person? Who is this person? Who is this person? Who's this person? Okay, if he's not in charge, he needs to back up. Here, there you go.
We're trying to do
Only if you're stupid and illiterate, you took that as a threat. Sir, if you're stupid, then that would be a threat. That's the only way that's a threat. Keep trying, keep reaching. Keep reaching. You back him up off me then. Back this guy off.
Back me off you.
Yeah, shut up, stupid. You guys are stupid. I can't believe how stupid you are. You work for the government. You don't know what free press and free assembly is? Our building. Who pays for this building? Scumbag? Who pays for this building? Who pays for this building?
Somebody better alert the mayor if they haven't, because they're about to make a big catastrophic mistake here in City Hall.
Ziotards up in here. Some Ziotards up in here. Some fake ass tattoos out of a cereal box.
Right, why are you blocking us from
you're
our peaceful entry? This is our public building. The building is open. And I looked online and it says it's open until 5 p.m., sir. Hey, man.
The building is open and we're allowed in. End of
Trying to
story.
stall it until
No matter
5 o'clock.
what Mr. Clean has to say about it. Keep walking.
Right, you get bullheaded man like me, a bad name.
We're in line. We're waiting to go in.
Back up.
We're waiting in line.
It's gonna break.
It's not gonna break.
And they cost a lot of money.
What's breaking is the.
You better not put hands on him.
Back up.
You better not put hands on him. We're in line. Well, we're citizens. We have the right to come in.
We're in line here.
You keeping me from going to work.
Well, no, we're trying to get inside. This is our work. This is our work.
That's what I'm here. Just back off.
We work here. Why would
I'm
you
right here.
discriminate against us? I'll go around and have this person here when he worked here. This is our job as well. This is our building. Why are you preventing us from going into our public building? Can you call Mayor Fulop right now and tell him that
Right now.
we have a First Amendment right to come into our city hall? This is our Jersey City Hall.
I'm asking you, can you back up?
Why?
No.
Stop.
Why?
You're blocking. I'm asking you.
These
to
will
back
go
up.
off until then you might want to get a supervisor here right now. If your supervisor was here and already talked to us, no, then you better hurry him up. We're right here. No, we're fine right here.
You want them to pay? You let him in, you let us in. You let him in, you let us in. Oh, because he wants to pay his taxes.
Okay, I want to pay my taxes. 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 You let him in, you're letting us in. End of story. Don't you dare discriminate.
Yeah.
Don't you dare. I want to pay my taxes. I want to pay my taxes.
I don't believe your supervisor.
I'll go in right behind him and pay my taxes. Let's go.
It's been 5 to 10 minutes now. Do we want to go into our people's building peacefully?
Your people
and do our
aren't.
business?
Your supervisor's not showing up because your supervisor knows that y'all are wrong and he doesn't want to be on camera. Okay.
Where's
Yeah.
coming from? California? No, we're not. You are blocking us from our rightful lawful entry to come into our public building, and that's not acceptable, man.
Why are you stopping us anyway?
Right, and this man, this gentleman here is blocking us. Why are you stopping us, sir? On what grounds are you stopping us from coming into our building?
Why are you stopping us?
No, you're blocking us. Like, look, see, there's a way through, and this man is blocking us, and all of us. This is making Jersey City look really bad right now.
Discriminating, that's for sure.
She said, oh, he can come in because he wants to pay his taxes. Right, we have limited time here. It's 4:20 already.
Yeah, so they're going to try to stall us till 5 o'clock. You watch.
All right, so I'm asking you.
And now the police show up.
Very professionally, sir, to back up.
So it's like they were meeting today, or what's the
They're just not letting us. We're journalists. We have a right to be inside of City Hall, and
Right. And what's your name, sir? Your security.
and they're censoring.
You're going to discriminate. Don't discriminate. It works.
We work here too. We do too.
Don't discriminate.
I want to get through to
Do
my
not
people's
discriminate.
place.
I have to get inside.
I mean,
Yes, so do we, man. We're in line.
Chris, let us in. Why are you blocking us? Stand up, step aside.
You're breaking the law, dude.
Stand down. Why are you trying to prove here? I have the First Amendment right to be here. Is that correct?
Sir, the police officer started to be here in the field. So you
Well, the police. Hey, officer, Sergeant there, can you let us in our building, please?
Let us in our building, Sergeant.
Sergeant Miller, can you let us in our building? They're blocking us for 10 minutes now from doing our business. They're violating our constitutional rights right now. This is so unacceptable.
Discrimination.
Look,
Discrimination.
They let her in.
Oh, okay, good.
They let this guy.
You're assaulting me.
Stop assaulting me! Stop assaulting me! Stop assaulting me!
Sir, officer, this guy just let one guy in and not another one.
Do not assault me again. Do not assault me again. The guy in the white assaulted this gentleman right here.
And I was just assaulted by the guy in the white shirt.
What do you guys need to do? This is so.
In the public area
So wrong.
of the city hall.
In Jersey City, this man was assaulted.
We won't go ahead and close offices. And I was just assaulted by him, let's not forget about that. Okay.
We've been blocked for 10, 15 minutes. Though.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't have a time machine.
Very good.
Get you back.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Sergeant
Miller.
Miller.
His hands on you just now.
Yes, Sergeant Miller.
This guy just put his hand on you.
So you guys have.
I got it. I'm a witness. I have it on video.
Yes, man. We're suffering. I'm very calm. I try to walk you just like everybody else if you try to walk me.
The state and the government have been overstepping their boundaries for far too long.
You let one guy through, and when I try to walk
Yeah. Look,
Why does she not know her job? Why does she have to come just to let me in?
the state government has been overstepping its boundaries for far too long. It needs to learn its boundaries. It needs to learn the line drawn in the sand.
What did you need to do? You need to do it here? No.
So, and then she doesn't even have to come back.
And you were here before 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They should keep, actually,
So why do they need police
I don't need a
to
appointment to fill out an Uber request.
to support our rights?
I don't need an appointment to exercise my rights.
The only person you have to go online. You don't have to come to City Hall, you know.
I don't
So
have
I do have a
it's for
person.
your convenience,
I don't have a computer.
you know, so you have a cell phone. You can do it on a cell phone.
I don't know how to navigate.
So you're not using it right now?
No, and I'm dyslexic.
You're just holding it?
This is the camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work? It's not-
I'm dyslexic. I don't know how to navigate.
You don't know how to navigate it yet? No?
Don't make fun of me.
That was a question.
Man, I'm also too worried about breathing. Calm down. Don't give me any directives. Don't tell me to talk.
What directions was she giving you?
She's trying to motion me like I'm a fucking animal.
We don't need a babysitter.
Yeah, we don't need a babysitter. Y'all go 10-8.
You're about to be on
That was ridiculous. Hey man, what do you do here? What is this? What is this building? What is this area?
Sorry about that, sir.
What's your role? Okay, tax collector zoning. Okay, what time are you open until?
Can you confirm that none of the money that you receive comes from threats, violence, or coercion? Any of the money, the extortion, the tax payments? You said that you're a tax collector. Does any of the money come from threats, violence, or coercion? So if somebody doesn't pay their taxes, what happens?
What you guys close at 4:30? All right, so they'll be here till 4:30. 4:25, What right do you have to ask me anything?
That's whatever I want. Do you have a visitor's pass?
Look at this guy dressed in.
You can't be trespassing in a public building. You cannot be trespassing.
They were told about the time frame, though.
Yeah.
You guys know there's no way you're not restricted to public, right?
Oh, this ain't my first rodeo.
All right.
That's the thing. People think that we're just here by chance and that we don't know our rights and all that. And that's the thing. The best thing you can do is just understand that whenever somebody shows up with a camera, a journalist is there, they're probably there for a reason.
These offices open till 5.
I don't need a bodyguard.
Yeah, but it's just, that's what we do, we escort you.
I don't need an escort though. I don't need an escort though.
You start taking.
Sir, is there a policy to pronounce when a member of the public asks for it? Is that New Jersey policy or no? See, this is a gaslighting POS right there. He's trying to help me, but he won't even give me his name. These guys are going to make arrested. I'm sorry. You know that's exactly what they're going to try to do.
Now, we have broken no laws, of course.
No.
Does that work for the road? Famous? Does that work for 260,000 people? So you have an idiot?
We don't need law. And we need to identify him to see his building.
I know. I am going to explain that to my supervisor, and I spoke to your, I guess he's your colleague.
We're all independent.
Okay, so if you want to document it, we will take care of it.
All right. Now, the thing is, we want to put a complaint on every single person who prevented us from coming into our building.
We need to identify him.
I know this gentleman here, he was here before 4 o'clock. He was stopped for coming in. We were here just a few minutes after that. We were stopped for coming in unlawfully. And they blocked our way. And we were all why would you block us? I don't need to wait for a supervisor. Why do those other people not have to wait for a supervisor? We just want to come into our building. It's like how many kids we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3.
Back. I'm back. Hey, so it froze up and it closed out the video. I can go back to it. I can pull it up. I'm back. But hey, so honestly, I think you pretty much get the idea about what happened. I mean, the end part of that video is pretty good. You know, there's a lot of shit talking that goes on. But we won. You know, they couldn't keep us out of City Hall. I gotta get on the road. I gotta drive. I've been sitting here for way too long. And I got an important phone call that I have to return that I just got. With that said, freedom! Go! I think it's also probably out of space. I need to probably clear some of the videos off on this laptop as well. All right. Hey, I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. Hopefully everything's flowed pretty smooth on the PDF part. I understand the video part. Some places you'll have better service than others. I gotta get going. I'm gonna find a cop watch spot tonight. We're gonna do some cop We the People News on YouTube. Follow, subscribe to that channel. Might even go live on Patriot News Activism. Subscribe to both of them. You never know. Close that down. And then we'll take us out of here with the Gaslight Anthem. The one thing that the government stands behind 100%. They teach it to prospects before they even hire them. To be a government employee, to be anything with the government, you have to master the art of gaslighting. You have to. Have to. So the Gaslight Anthem is a great way to take us out tonight. Store will go up today. I'll have t-shirts on there. We the People News. All right. Appreciate y'all following along. If anybody wants to contribute to the travel expense, gas, that sure would help out. It's 1A Audit on Cash App. I definitely need as much fuel and food money. I just had to actually buy a whole brand new cell phone plan. Didn't get a refund of the money I spent with the other carrier, and just had to purchase a plan from another carrier and purchase 3 months up front to get the deal. So yeah, I'm gonna take us out of here with the Gaslight Anthem. Y'all have a good night. See you on Cop Watch later.
Mark, your name
Don
is
Matthews.
Don Matthews?
Yeah.
They said it didn't happen, even when the footage showed it. They said you misunderstood, even when you quoted them word for word, for word. They said you were unstable, even when the system was falling apart. This isn't confusion, it's strategy. Gaslighting, the government's favorite tool. But every time they lie, another camera rolls. Every time they deny, another file uploads. Truth is the new rebellion, and we're filming it in real time. This is the Gaslight Anthem. Is the Gaslight Anthem. They said it didn't happen, even when the footage showed it. They said you misunderstood, even when you quoted them word for word, word for word, for word. They said you were unstable, even when the system was falling apart. This isn't confusion, it's strategy. Gaslighting, the government's favorite tool. But every time they lie, another camera rolls. Every time they deny, another file uploads. Truth is the new rebellion, and we're filming it in real time. This is the Gaslight Anthem. Is the Gaslight Anthem. Is the Gaslight Anthem. Is the Gaslight Anthem. Gaslighting, the government's favorite tool. But every time they lie, another camera rolls. Every time they deny, another file uploads. Truth is the new rebellion, and we're filming it in real time. This is the Gaslight Anthem.